Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. And a very much thank you very much for checking us out here at Prime Sports World. On today's episode of the Prime, we're going to be going into On Point Wrestling Entertainment, and we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 40. A lot of hype for this event. I'm a big wrestling fan. I don't know if you know that or not. I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt in tribute to Bray Wyatt right now. So yeah, a lot of things going on. I'm going over to my buddy Davidov's house to watch WrestleMania in Illinois. So I'm just super hyped about WrestleMania, and I can't wait to get into these predictions. They're going to be super fun. Also, thank you, my aunt, for checking us out here at Prime Sports World and always liking the podcast. I do appreciate your continued support. But yeah, I'm David Huffman. And please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'll also share the website where we post our other content as well. We have a website. We also have a streaming platform. Go check out that stuff. But yeah, the excitement around WrestleMania 40 could not be higher. I'm very excited for a whole bunch of matches here up and down the card. So let's just get right into it, not waste any more time. Let's start with the first night. I got to fix that right quick. That graphic, that should not say. Hold on, I got this. All right. Fix the other one. Let's do this twice. Anyways. Back to it. So night one, we got the LWO and Dragon Leaves. We got finally having this feud finally run its course. We have Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee going up against Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. As you do remember, Santos Escobar was a part of the LWO, but he felt like he was betrayed by Rey Mysterio when he got that United States title shot. Ends up, Rey Mysterio ends up winning the United States title. Santos Escobar ends up turning on Rey Mysterio. And now they, Dominic Mysterio kind of going back to the WrestleMania match from last year, kind of rematch. Dragon Lee is an up-and-coming star in the Lucha Libre and WWE ranks. This is an easy one for me to call. I would be shocked if anyone besides Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee got the victory here. Although I do think that Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar do need victories in a big platform. I can't remember the last time Dominic Mysterio got any kind of victory of any kind, really, especially on a platform as big as WrestleMania. But with that being said, also it would be interesting actually if it went the other way and Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar won this match and they continues that kind of friction there with the Judgment Day. We saw that on Monday Night Raw with those two guys kind of being in the Judgment Day locker room and not really flowing well with Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley. But I will stick with my pick. I think Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee. I think they get the victory here. But look for some shenanigans in this match as well as we get some parts of the LWO involved, as we get parts of Santos Escobar's crew involved. This should be a fantastic match for all things considered. To the Intercontinental Championship match. We got the longest reigning Intercontinental champ ever in Gunther going up against Sami Zayn. And I think this is going to be one of those instances where you're going to see a lot of odd baby faces coming over the top and getting these titles. I think that Sami Zayn is going to get the victory. I think that there could be some assistance here from Chad Gable who helps Sami Zayn get this title. I just think that Gunther is ready to make a move towards a bigger title. I'm not saying that he's definitely elevated the Intercontinental title, but I think Sami Zayn, I think it's time to take the title off Gunther. And Sami Zayn seems like as good a candidate as anyone to take that title off of him. I think it's time. And Sami Zayn is one of those really good baby faces. And I think that this will be the opportunity for them to take the title off of Gunther and put it onto Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn is my picks for the Intercontinental match, title match there at WrestleMania, which is in Philadelphia, if I did not mention at the beginning of the show. To the next match on Saturday, we got the tag team title match. We got the Judgment Day defending their titles against DIY of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, the Awesome Truth, the Miz and R-Truth, the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, 8-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. And then we got the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I do think that this is a prime opportunity for WWE to put tag team titles on both brands here for the WWE. Because I think they want to do that anyways. I think they want to I think they want to have titles on both shows again, especially if we're going to make this move to Netflix. I think those brands need to have titles of their own to defend and be important and mandatory and have a difference. So I think that they will be split up because the stipulation on this match that all of the titles will be hanging on a ladder. So one group grabs one of the other titles, or one group grabs the other. And however you feel about, if there should be two titles, tag team titles in WWE or in pro wrestling in general, I think that that's a legitimate conversation. But I think that's the direction WWE is going to go. And I think the Raw side of this is going to go to the Awesome Truth. I think the Miz and R-Truth are going to, the work that the R-Truth has done since he's returned from injury has been nothing short of spectacular. I'll take the Awesome Truth to win the Raw titles, and then swing it into SmackDown. I think it's between A-Town Down Under, because I think that those two guys will do good work with those titles in their hands. And they've won a couple matches here, coming down the stretch here towards this tag team match. But I'm going to go with the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I think that they're going to be the guys that end up winning the tag team titles for the SmackDown side. And I think that they're just prime guys for being like big time pushes post WrestleMania. I know there's been some other rumors about one of these teams getting taken out and maybe the Hardy Boys getting inserted into this match. I do not think that will happen. I think the Hardy Boys are still very much in AEW, and I do not think they'll be part of this match. So that's my prediction. I got the Awesome Truth taking away the Raw titles, and I got the New Catch Republic taking away SmackDown titles. And then going into the brother match is we got I got Jade, Bianca, Naomi versus Damage Control. This is probably the easiest match to call of the entire card. There's no way, there's no world where Jade Cargill is losing her first televised match in WWE. This will be a short 6 or 7 minute match. They beat Damage Control. It's a little depressing that the women's tag team titles are not being defended on Mania this year. There's nothing better than these titles are relevant and matter than having them be defended on the Showcase of the Immortals. But I have heard that Asuka is dealing with a nagging injury right now. That in many cases, if she wasn't a title holder and if she wasn't involved in a major storyline, would probably take her off television for a hot minute. So with that being said, yeah, Jade, Bianca, Naomi, they win the titles. Damage Control kind of licks their wounds going towards Sunday night. To the brothers match, we got Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. Yeah, I think that they want to have this feud be prolonged into the future. This is a singles match. I will take Jimmy Uso to win this match because I think if you have Jey Uso win the title, if you just have Jey Uso win, there is no rematch. There's no reason to go back and revisit this. Jey Uso is on another platform that Jimmy Uso is just currently not on. I have seen some rumors that Tama Tonga? Hold on. Yeah, so Tonga could potentially so he was working with New Japan Wrestling. His contract has expired. So there is opportunity that he could potentially be coming so he could potentially be coming to he's got the Samoan bloodline a little bit to him. He's from Honolulu, Hawaii. He could be a guy that ends up costing Jey Uso this match and giving Jimmy Uso the victory, because there's no other way in no other scenario where Jey Uso should lose. But I will take Jimmy Uso. I think there's going to be shenanigans. I think that Tonga gets involved. I think he causes Jey Uso the match. I think he just becomes another piece of the bloodline as they try to pick up the pieces after WrestleMania. And it's a good way to introduce some guy, in the middle of a feud there. And then to the Women's World Championship match with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. So obviously Becky Lynch won the Royal Rumble, or she won the Elimination Chamber. She won the opportunity to face Rhea Ripley at this, or she won a one-on-one gauntlet match. I don't remember what exactly the scenario was where she ended up in this title shot. But Becky Lynch has been one of the faces of WWE, especially on the women's side for the last few years. Rhea Ripley is the new face of the women's side. And as much as it would be like one of those heartfelt stories to have Becky Lynch win, I think Rhea Ripley's going to retain. Because I have predicted a lot of titles being changed hands here in this during this WrestleMania. You'll see as we get through the rest of the card. But I think this is going to be the one where Rhea Ripley retains. I think that I think she is clearly the future of WWE. They want her to continue to be part of their future. And I think one of the good ways to keep the future is to keep her with the title. And I mean, you could keep Rhea Ripley with the title, and then you could move because that Bianca Belair Rhea Ripley title that a feud that they teased a little bit after WrestleMania 39 is something that I think that they're going to try to capitalize on. Moving forward, Rhea Ripley retains. I think Becky Lynch is a nice story, but I think Rhea Ripley is going to retain her title against Becky Lynch. And then moving on to the most highly anticipated match, probably in WrestleMania history potentially. We got the Bloodline, we got the head of the table, and then we got the final boss with The Rock and Roman Reigns going up against the American Nightmare and Seth freaking Rollins. And I think this is so the winner of this match means it'll be a Bloodline rules match. With Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes lock up in night 2. With that being said, I just think that there's a lot of things that they could do with this match. It's still a tag team title match, so there can't be, so they can't they can't be all the shenanigans that you kind of expect in a Roman Reigns match, even though there always is, even though they're supposed to be no disqualifications and stuff. With that being said, I think the Bloodline win this match. I think The Rock gets the pinfall on Cody Rhodes. As kind of building that feud towards SummerSlam or even WrestleMania 41. But I think the Rock gets one over on Cody Rhodes. This becomes a bloodline rules match. We saw a preview of that on SmackDown on Monday. I'm also recording this before SmackDown goes on the air on Friday. So there could be some matches added to this card. As the card is always subject to change. But as this is saying, I think The Rock and Roman Reigns, like the Bloodline, beat Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. I think it also ties into a lot of the stuff that's kind of in conversation for next week or the night 2. From there, we got night 2. We got the Pride going up against the Final Testament. If you don't know, the Pride is Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, going up against Karrion Kross, and then the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor. If I'm being completely honest with you, this match has completely gone over my head. I'm just not invested in this particular feud. I feel like it's been going on forever. Like, remember at the Rumble, like they had the Authors of Pain take out Bobby Lashley out of the Rumble. I think they should have cashed in on this feud a long time ago. I have no idea who's going to win. I will reluctantly take the Pride. I think there's more of a future with Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford than I feel like there is with the Final Testament. They're just not clicking as a unit for me. None of these units are really clicking for me. And I like factions, but neither of these teams are really doing it for me currently. So I will take the Pride to get this one. From there, we got the battles of the 2-letter first names with LA Knight and AJ Styles. This has been one of the better booked matches of the entire card. Like, LA Knight, AJ Styles just beating each other up and just going to each other's houses and basically committing crimes has been very entertaining to watch. I will take LA Knight, but I would not be shocked at all if AJ Styles wins this match. LA Knight is on a trajectory that's just going to continue to go up. He's a very, very good professional wrestler. And AJ Styles is going to get the best out of him. He's also a very good professional wrestler. LA Knight, I think he wins this match. I think he beats AJ Styles. And then to the United States title match, where we have a triple threat match between Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. And it's going to be one of those conversations about how long will it be before Randy Orton and Kevin Owens kind of have a falling out, because they've worked together well over the last couple weeks leading up to this match. But I do think there's going to be some sort of fallout here. I think at the end of the day, as well as I think this match has been booked, and I really have enjoyed the escalation of these three guys going at it over the last couple weeks. I think Randy Orton is actually going to come out on top. I think he's the safest of the guy. Like Logan Paul, I think if you have him retain. I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate Kevin Owens retaining, but Randy Orton, he came back a few months ago. He kind of just feels like he's lost a little bit in the shuffle because he came back and then CM Punk came back, and like there's just been guys that kind of overshadow Randy Orton since he's returned from that injury. And I think giving him a big win at WrestleMania could be a really key way to kind of put him in another platform. Be like, yeah, this is still Randy Keith Orton. I'll take Randy Orton to win that title. He ends up becoming the United States title champion. And I do think there could be shenanigans here. Logan Paul, obviously, his brother will probably get involved. There probably will be whatever his social media henchman, the guy's name is. Like his name is totally escaping me. Yeah, Randy Orton wins the United States title shot, and he wins the United States Championship in this match. From there, we got the WWE Women's Championship match on the line. Io Sky going up against Bayley, who won the Royal Rumble, will win the opportunity to take on Io Sky. There has been just so much stuff going on with Damage Control and Bayley. This storyline feels like it's been going on for like a year and a half now. And it's finally time for Bayley to get her retribution and finally time for Bayley to get her revenge. Bayley wins the title off of Io Sky. I think this will be a very entertaining match. It could be a conversation for match of the night. But I think you need to credit Bayley on what she's been able to do the last couple of years, her versatility. And I also think this is one of the opportunities for her to go full babyface. It wouldn't shock me at all, actually, if she came out with like the Bayley buddies as part of her entrance as like a going face back to being face after spending so much time as a heel and really kind of carrying the company for several months, especially through the pandemic, the work that she did during the pandemic and then after the pandemic. She deserves more than what she's gotten over the last few years. And Bayley ends up winning the title. She pins Io Sky and goes on to becomes the WWE Women's champion. And then to the best two matches, I think, on the card, and I think the ones that have the most amount of intrigue. We got Seth freaking Rollins probably licking his wounds after that tag team match on night one, going up against Drew McIntyre, who's currently the hater of the year. CM Punk will be doing commentary for this match, so I do think that he will be involved in the finish to some extent. But with that being said, I think Seth Rollins will be too beaten up from the match before, and it will eventually cost him. Drew McIntyre has been talking about this for weeks. Like, your focus needs to be on me. I'm the one who's going to be challenging you at WrestleMania, not Roman Reigns, not The Rock, not any member of the bloodline. And I need to be the one that you're focused on. And he just hasn't been locked in. And Seth Rollins damaged from the tag match. Drew McIntyre wins the title. But as a result of Drew McIntyre winning the title, CM Punk, I'm assuming that he's semi-cleared to do some things in the ring. He ends up getting attacked by CM Punk after he wins the title. And then as a result of that, we hear Damian Priest music. He cashes in Money in the Bank. He pins Drew McIntyre. He walks away with the World Heavyweight Champion. So if you're following back at home, I have Drew McIntyre winning the match against Seth freaking Rollins. But Damian Priest is walking away with the title as he cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase and wins this title against Drew McIntyre. I do think there's some other stuff you could do. Like, I think you could have Damian Priest come out and open the briefcase and have there be nothing in there. Like, we've talked about this because remember a few months ago where Finn Balor kind of gave Damian Priest this new briefcase. So maybe the whole time that he's been carrying around, there's never been anything in it. And Finn Balor's had the contract this entire time. And I think that could also lead to a fracture between the Judgment Day. And they're eventually going to break up. I think that has kind of run its course. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my line. Drew McIntyre is going to win. I do expect CM Punk to attack Drew McIntyre. And then I think when Damian Priest comes out to try to cash in, the briefcase is empty, and then that starts a feud between Damian Priest and Finn Balor that you could build up into SmackDown or until SummerSlam. I don't know what to do exactly with the contract. I don't think you want to waste another one. As I've talked about in several other group chats and things, the WWE Money in the Bank contract has been wasted for the last 5 years. They have not done a good job with it basically since. I can't remember the last time there was a good one. Like, I know, like Seth Rollins was a really good. Dean Ambrose ended up cashing in and winning his title. I mean, Brock Lesnar, they fumbled that. I mean, Braun Strowman, they fumbled that up. Austin Theory, they fumbled that. So yeah, I think it's been Otis was terrible too. Like they have not done a good job with these briefcases over the last several years, especially on the men's side. I would like to see something come to fruition on that. But yeah, I'm gonna change my vote. I'm gonna take Drew McIntyre to win the title, and I think Damian Priest. This begins the fall of the Judgment Day as he goes out. There's no contract in there, and that's how that match ends. Also real quick, so there is only 6 matches on night 2. I think that also could be because of the Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. Actually, all 3 title matches will probably be over 40 minutes long. So I think that they're trying, but I also think that there will be a segment, kind of like that Shane McMahon segment from last year, where they have one of those types of segments. I cannot really predict what it's going to be, but there's going to be something towards the end of WrestleMania where somebody comes back. Triple H maybe gets a feature at some point, but something happens. Hogan maybe as well, as they've been featuring him a lot in promotion stuff. To the main event of the whole weekend, we got Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, and the question if Cody Rhodes will complete the story. Yes, he will complete the story. This will be under Bloodlines rules match as I laid out in the first day, night 1, as I talked about earlier in the show. Cody Rhodes will be victorious over Roman Reigns, and I do think there will be the shenanigans galore when we talk about how we think this match is going to shake out. But I think Cody and his quote-unquote Avengers will rise up, and they will take down Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, as I do think there will be all of those guys that have been screwed over by Roman Reigns as he's gone through this title reign will be part of this match. I think Kevin Owens will have a role. I think Sami Zayn will have a role. I think Jey Uso will have a role. I think Seth Rollins will have a role. I think all of those guys that were part of that group will be, and I think the Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think also John Cena will be involved in this match as well. Like this match will be as overbooked as any match has been overbooked, but it needs to be. I mean, this is like, we're talking about a 3-year storyline that's finally going to come to fruition here. Roman Reigns will wake up on Monday, and the first time in 3 years, Roman Reigns will not be the champion of WWE. Cody Rhodes will be. I think that there will be a lot of shenanigans. I think this will be one of the most entertaining matches that you will ever see in your life. And it will be one of those matches that you talk about like later in your life. Like you think about like, hey, I'm glad I was there when I saw Cody Rhodes overcome the odds. And I think that's one of the reasons that they've gone with what they've been doing on Raw and SmackDown, especially on Raw with Cody Rhodes and The Rock. Like Cody Rhodes has just gotten decimated. And so it feels like he's up against unsurmountable odds. And especially if they lose on Saturday and that becomes a Bloodline rules match, the odds will be further stacked against Cody Rhodes. And then when he comes out victorious, it's going to be that much more glorious when you hear him calling and new undisputed WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes. And so that's my final prediction. I got Cody Rhodes winning the title in night number 2. Should be a fantastic WrestleMania. It's one that I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, let me know down in the comments section what do you think about my predictions. I will write out my full predictions tomorrow before WrestleMania kicks off. So yeah, just keep an eye out for all that content. This has been Prime Sports World. We mostly do sports and football content, but every once in a while we dabble into the WrestleMania content. We dabble into the wrestling content because I'm a big wrestling fan and I just can't get enough of it. I wish I was actually going to WrestleMania, but it's just not in the cards with work because I do work at a television news station and I do have a clips coverage on Monday, so it makes my life kind of difficult. But thank you very much for joining us. 2 viewers that have swung around for the entire show. I appreciate your guys' constant support. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast and go check out our other content. We have all sorts of content. We post shows almost every day. So we very much thank you. I will post a recap on Monday as well. So just keep an eye out for all that content. I'm David Huffman. You guys all be safe out there and enjoy WrestleMania. Let me know what you're doing for it on the comment section. Let me know where you're watching it. What are you doing for it? But yeah, I will have my Bray Wyatt outfit on for the WrestleMania because I'm paying tribute to him as we come up on the 1-year anniversary of his unfortunate passing. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. You all have a good night. Stay safe out there. I'm David Huffman.